everybody, Crystal Beaudry here with Crystal's Clean Kitchen, where we help make clean eating a lifestyle. So we are doing an event for the month of December where the 1st through the 25th we are posting every single day a Christmas recipe that you guys are going to want to try. Now they're all going to be low carb friendly and keto approved. You guys, this series is so amazing. Well, in today's episode, we're going to be making a Three Musketeer cookie. You got that? It sounds amazing, doesn't it? Three Musketeer cookie. Oh my goodness, it's so good. You guys are going to love this recipe. Well, thank you so much for watching. Before we get into it though, would you do me a huge favor and hit that like button? Thanks so much. Here is everything that you need for the Three Musketeer cookies. Okay, so we're gonna start with 1 cup of some almond flour. Then you need 4 tablespoons of some butter, 1 teaspoon of some baking powder. Now this baking powder I made on my channel. It's completely grain-free and aluminum-free, and it's so easy to do. So make sure to go check out that recipe. Then you need 3 tablespoons of some unsweetened baking cocoa or cocoa powder. You need 1/4 of a cup of some sweetener. I'm choosing some monk fruit. 1 teaspoon of some vanilla. Now that is the cookie recipe. Now the frosting recipe, we are going to be doing another 1/4 of a cup of some butter, 2 ounces of some cream cheese, and for the sweetener, we're going to be doing 1/3 of a cup of a powdered sweetener. So I'm choosing Allulose. I will make sure to link that down below. And then another 1/4 of a cup of some baking cocoa. We're also going to be drizzling this with chocolate. So I found some chocolate chips at Costco. They have no sugar added, which is awesome. So you need 1/4 of a cup of some sugar-free chocolate chips. And then we'll be mixing probably about 1/2 of a tablespoon of some coconut oil in with that. Okay, let's get started. I'm adding my 4 tablespoons of butter and my 1/4 of a cup of some sweetener. Just like you would on regular cookie dough, you want to cream your butter and sweetener together. That's what it looks like, nice and creamed. Add our vanilla and mix it again. Now that that's finished, we're going to set it aside and mix together our dry ingredients. So you want your 1 cup of almond flour, 3 tablespoons of some cocoa powder, and your 1 teaspoon of baking powder. Mix that together. Then we'll be slowly adding it to our wet mixture. Here is what that looks like. Now we're going to just be rolling these out and putting them on our sheet. Now sometimes I am tempted to do too big of cookie balls, so I'm going to try to keep it less. And then once you set it down, you want to just kind of lightly push it down. Sometimes when you're baking with lower carb flours, they're not going to poof up quite as much as regular ones. So on a lot of my cookies, you will notice that I push it down a little bit. So as you can see, this only made 8 cookies. If you want to make this a double batch or a triple batch, if you're baking it for the holidays, that might be a good idea. I'm going to be baking this at 350 degrees for about 10 minutes. Pull these out of the oven. They're looking wonderful. I'm going to let them cool down completely before I spread the frosting on them. Now we're going to be making the frosting. I have my 1/4 of a cup of butter, my 2 ounces of cream cheese. I'll be putting in my 1/3 of a cup of the allulose, 1/4 of a cup of cocoa powder. So here is what it looks like. Now this is super, super thick. You know, I'm used to making frosting, and frosting is, you know, a lot more light and fluffy. So this is a little different than that. So if you're mixing it together and you're like, oh, this is just too thick for me, well, just add a little bit of some heavy whipping cream and that will make it a little less thick. But this consistency is perfect. This is gonna go great on our cookies. I let my cookies cool down as long as I possibly could. I am kind of excited to eat these. Now you want to be super gentle as you're putting your frosting on. Sometimes lower carb cookies can be a little bit more brittle than some of them. But I am liberally putting the frosting on this because it's going to be awesome. It's going to taste so good. All right, that's what it looks like. So go slow, be gentle, that is the tip. Here's what they look like after the frosting is on. It was the perfect amount of frosting. I used all of it. Now I'm going to set these aside while I make my chocolate drizzle. Making any kind of chocolate sauce is actually super easy. So I'm just doing 1/4 of a cup of the chips, a little scoop of some coconut oil. The coconut oil just basically is going to thin this out and make it a little bit more spreadable. Then I'll be putting this in the microwave for about 20 seconds, stirring it putting it back in for about 10 seconds, stirring it again until it's completely smooth. Here's what my chocolate sauce looks like. Perfect. All right, now I'm gonna just drizzle this on each of them. You can add as much or as little as you prefer. You could put this in the refrigerator and to set the chocolate, make it a little harder, or you could just leave it on the counter and eventually it will harden up nicely. Okay, here they are. Let's give this a taste test. Oh, I am so excited for this, seriously. Oh my goodness. This is amazing. So much frosting. It's so good though. Wow. You know, so many of my recipes I say, oh, this is my favorite, but you guys, this is so good. I'm trying hard not to say that every single one of them is my favorite. But the cookie on the bottom, a little bit harder, not super hard, but definitely goes perfectly with the soft frosting on the top. You guys, this is so good. You have to try this. Well, thank you so much for watching. No, don't forget, we are doing the 25 Days of Christmas event. Make sure to check out some of the other recipes. Thank you so much for watching. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. And of course, stay tuned for some more great recipes. Merry Christmas.